But me going up against two other guys, I was like, oh, okay. Well, we see how this is gonna go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Who's Joe YouTube Edition.
Who's Joe?
Who's Joe?
Yeah. Who is Joe?
Let's have fun, everybody. Like, oh yeah, we're out for blood. Okay, I'm not geeking out. But that's really cool. Oh my god. What do they not know at this point?
Today, I am here with ChelseaBytes, and why don't you go ahead and tell us a little about yourself?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hi, I'm ChelseaBytes, as Joe said, and I love food. I love science, math especially. I like building computers. I like video games. There's just a whole lot of things that I like to do, but I also like to talk quite a bit. So if you want to have a good discussion, I'm the person. Absolutely.
Before we even get into the staring contest portion, I'm going to ask you to give us a good yeehaw.
Oh God, here we go. Oh, okay. You gotta, yeah, just straight up from the gut.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. So what we're going to do at this point is we are going to ask you the same question we've asked all 31 of our previous guests. And once you start answering that question, we're going to do our countdown. And once you start answering that question, we are going to start the staring contest. So here's our typical traditional starting question is, if you could collaborate with anybody on anything, who would it be? And we will count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The first thing that comes to mind when it comes to like collaborating with someone, it would be Christopher Judge and playing the next. Oh my God, you got me! I get teary-eyed thinking about it. Oh, well, that was the fastest one ever. But just to kind of really roll back on that, being able to play the next God of War, Ragnarok, with Christopher Judge would just like that would blow my mind. Even if I just had to sit back and watch him play, I would do it. I'd be like, oh my gosh, so what was it like voicing one of my favorite dad characters in all of my existence? And it would just make my life. That would be so, so cool. Or just even being able to go and do like a walk around the set. That's the dream. That's definitely the dream right there.
Well, for those of you who have watched my videos before now, know that at this point, I am going to attempt to go the rest of the interview without blinking as well. I am now 32-0. And if you decide here and there that you want to try to go a certain amount of time without blinking, it's open to possibilities.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely, take this guy down. Do it. I'd like to see you try.
So here's a question for you. Who has the better hair, B1 or the Bobby Lobby?
Oh God. Okay. So I'm sorry, B, but I gotta wreck you for Bobby because Bobby's hair is luscious. I sat back and talked to Bobby about his hair and I was like, oh my God, like what products do you use? It's so healthy. And the curl pattern is something to die for. I don't know how Bobby does it. And hey, B has some good hair too. Let's be honest. But I'm just saying, if I was trying to go for a certain curl pattern, it would be Bobby's. Oh man, it's just luscious. It's just luscious.
Now, this video is going to be posted after it happens, or happened. But why don't you go ahead and tell us a little about Black Fayday?
Oh, yes. So Black Fayday is a celebration of all things mystical and fantastical, with all sorts of Black characters in between. I rarely get to share my role play with my Twitch channel. So this is the perfect time because not only are we talking about mystical creatures, we're also going to role play as them in a one shot. So just a campaign and just having a good time going through one big story. And I wanted my chat to be a part of it.
One thing I've noticed about your stream is occasionally you'll mix in these times where you just kind of talk about what's going on in the creator community. And how important do you think it is for creators to really just get down and discuss what's going on in the creator space?
Depending on what type of creator you are and how and what your community looks like, because everybody's looks different. There are people that I know who know people I don't know, right? And what goes on between them is very different. But whenever you overlap and work with other people, it's important to all be on some sort of the same page. Like, hey, yeah, we had, this opportunity come through. Who got to be involved in that? How were you treated? It's like being transparent in the workplace almost. Like if everybody could share their salary, then everybody would know, oh yeah, I'm not being mistreated at the job.
And you mentioning income kind of feeds perfectly into my next question. Is one thing I've noticed looking at Twitter, hearing people talk about getting brand deals, is that there definitely seems to be kind of this almost secret creator income inequality, especially from like white males to female streamers to people of color. What do you think about that income inequality, and what do you think the overall streaming community can do about it?
With that, it kind of sucks, but you have to put on quite a bit of the work yourself. And like I said, just being as transparent and sharing information as much as you can, but also networking outside of yourself as well. It's really nice to kind of hold people accountable and holding companies accountable because it's really easy to look at what's working. They're like, oh yeah, this person's streaming and they're averaging 30,000 viewers a day, and that creator will just kind of suck up as much of the work that's out there. But a lot of people are finding the value in curating new talent, which was something that I thought the Crown channel excelled at, which is why you get so many of these creators coming out and you're like, oh my God, I've never seen this person before, because they're digging them out and they're showing them to the world. So I am seeing more companies doing that, and it's kind of giving me hope. I'm like, oh wow, like people are actually looking. I get opportunities and I'm like, how did you see me all the way down here? Like what are you doing now? And you have to shift your perspective. It's not a down here thing. It's a, oh, I'm just, nobody's seen that worth that I know I have yet. So to kind of mitigate that across other creators, you can only hope that large creators will turn around and refuse opportunities and say, okay, I have someone else that I'd like you to share this with. Oh, hey, look at this person. And just expanding your circles. It's all about meeting new people all the time, and never stop, you never stop learning. So spreading that knowledge, meeting new people, sharing those opportunities, making it super clear and transparent about what you're doing and what you hope you're going to do and what you passed up on and all that good stuff.
In your answer to that, you mentioned Crown Channel, and it's almost like you have my script going into this because my next question.
I don't know how I don't know what it is. Every time I go in for an interview, people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's like did you have these questions?" I'm like, I just talk a lot. But yeah, the Crown Channel, please ask away.
My next question is, and I've already had B1 and Red Vector on as guests, so I've kind of run the Chasing the Crown gambit as of now. But what was it like being on Chasing the Crown? What was your experience like with that?
It was really, really different. Um, it was like something that just kind of fell out of my lap. I mean, fell into my lap, fell out of my lap. I went and I did the interview slash audition, and that process was like really jumbled. And I was like, whoa, look at all this stuff. This is kind of coming fast. And then of course, quarantine hit, and I was like, oh, I guess none of this is happening. So I thought it was just a lost cause. I was like, well, that was fun. At least we got to audition. But then they came back and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this now and it's all online." I was like, "Wow, really? That makes everything easier." So getting on and just being flexible for everyone, that was really cool. But it was really interesting to be in that competitive spirit again because I had done a whole bunch of, when I was a kid, my mother had me on TV in our local network, and I had done a lot of like TV competitions before. So it was like weird coming back to it. I was like, okay, I've been here before with the rules and the points and the numbers and how producers work. But me going up against two other guys, I was like, oh, okay. Well, we see how this is gonna go. And they are very, very sweet. They're very, very great. But I know I come off like really competitive and edgy, especially on screen. So I know I was probably getting under their skin. So it was like I was pitting myself. And yeah, we were pitted against each other, but it was like I was like, mm-mm, it's on site. It's on site. So it was interesting getting back into that, like, oh yeah, we're out for blood attitude.
Now, I know you still play and stream with Action Jackson every now and then. What's it like working with him?
Oh gosh, that guy. no, no, he's great. He's like a. It's almost kind of like literally streaming with like just like a long friend. I don't know how to explain it. It's just really comfortable. And that personality, it's like the type of personality that I gravitate towards when it comes to working. And it's real fun, it's real lighthearted, it's really chill. What you see is what you get. It's a lot to see. I think he has a very unique way with keeping everything lighthearted and bringing all of the weird stuff and making it funny, and he can bounce off of anyone, and that's something that I learned and I'm still learning from him, just how to pull all of the funny stuff from people and making them, and that just because they're uncomfortable, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like just poking at them, being funny, being like, haha, yeah, you messed up and that's okay. And it's just a nice way to host. It's a really relaxed way to host. And I think that's just what a pro is. They know how to relax and get into that mood and still make it fun for everyone.
He seems like a really cool guy. Do you think he could beat me in a staring contest?
He would try, but he would fail. Yeah. He would try. He would make a big show out of it, of course, but he would fail spectacularly.
So if you could approach B, Red, and Bobby with a project that would be specifically suited towards you and your abilities that would really make what you do shine, what would that project be?
It would have to be us going around the town trying disgusting food and seeing who taps out first. I feel like that is definitely going to shine on everybody's strengths. All of us are hilarious in just the same space. Each one of them just has their own like take on conversation, and we have to be, I feel like the competition just brings that edge out of us, but we still know how to just be like hilarious and funny together and still just make it a good experience overall.
I know this probably typically comes off as a almost cliche question, but if there was one thing you could tell your fans that you wouldn't think they would, one thing about yourself that you wouldn't think they would know, what would that one thing be?
Oh my god. What do they not know at this point? We talk about so much. I know they've been kind of guessing at my age, but like something more interesting than my age. What? I mean, if they didn't know yet, I used to run a bouncy house like company. Like I used to take the bouncy houses. I used to lift those and they're like hundreds of pounds. I used to set those up for parties. Like that was me. I was the party animal, Chelsea, out there delivering parties wherever I went, rolling it out, got my vent going, pumping it up, and the kids are like, "Yay!" And I'm like, "Let's have fun, everybody!" And it's you normally don't see people like me doing that, but it was a welcome sight. The parents liked me sticking around, and they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, do you babysit? You're so great with kids." And I'm just like, "No."
So obviously, with your stream, and now that you're doing YouTube and you're doing stuff with Crown Channel, you're killing it. But 5 years from now, where do you see yourself going? What do you see your future as a creator being?
Oh man, I think I love this, and I've already told the bank command multiple times I don't think I could stop this now. But I've always said I wanted to take them to like huge heights, and I've always wanted to go all the way. If we were going to do this, it was all the way. So, I was like, "Hey Disney, if you want to pick us up, I don't mind. We could do our own Disney Channel show, or we could movies. We love acting here. We we always I've always gotten this, hey, you could have had your own show. Why haven't you like done that? If we ever did our own talk show, I think that's when it would hit me. I'd be like, wow, years of just this and it's
Well, I think at this point we've got enough to go off of. I've gone 26 minutes without blinking. So, what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to get you to say, I was not able to beat Joe in a staring contest.
uh I'm usually really competitive and I don't like to admit when I have been bested, but I was not able to beat Joe in a staring contest. Great. So
Well,
great.
based on our previous conversation, I think I might already know the answer to this, but who would you like to call out to be on the other end and be a guest in one of my staring contest interview videos?
Hey, now, Paul, Axton Jackson, okay, okay. You make the time and you get in here and you get a better time than I did because if you don't, I will clown you for the rest of your career, all right? You better get in here and beat Joe.
Not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen.
It's a challenge. You can't do it, then somebody else probably can.
No.
But, at least you couldn't do it, and I just need to see it happen. Yeah.
Well, Paul, I'd love to have you on. I'd love to have you be a guest. But one thing I'm going to do at this point, and I did it in the video with Bobby as well, I am going to repeat my challenge in that I am challenging the entire Crown channel team to a gauntlet staring match. So all of y'all against me at once. You, B, Bobby, Red, Paul, Gold Glove, whoever wants to jump in on this, start off with me versus one of y'all. When one of y'all blinks, the next comes up. When the next blinks, the next person comes up until either your whole team blinks or I blink.
My God. So that's terrifying. Hey, hop in here if you wanna stare down one man, everyone. Or we gotta win this. He can't outstare all of us. Not all of us, okay? We're gonna make it happen.
So what do you have going on? What do you have to talk about? What do you have to plug?
Absolutely, yes. Hi, if you didn't, catch me earlier, I'm Chelsea. And we stream on Chelsea Bytes, where the Byte command lives. We love to watch shows together. We love to talk in our Discord and hang out. We also love to share our latest builds, and we like to talk about the latest tech, comics, anything that you're just a whole nerd about. We love to talk about it there. We're also doing our Fay Day. We might have just done our Fay Day celebration. So if you'd like to watch our VOD, please do right on my channel. It's a D&D extravaganza. So if you'd like to see an interesting one shot, I think the story will kind of finesse its way through. It's going to be hilarious. Lots of villains and lots of chaos, definitely. But also, we're also posting our content on YouTube. So you might see that on YouTube as well, just repurposed and made all nice. And definitely show up on my Twitter. My Twitter is where I post a lot of my funny clips. If you'd like to see just a snapshot of me, that's a great place to be. And yeah, I think that's all I got. I hang out on the Walking Dead universe. That's also a lot of fun. We do a weekly show from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. where we talk about the latest episode and do our hot takes and try to predict what the next episode's going to be like. I actually have to watch that episode tonight, so I'll see what's stuck for this week. And we're also on Pixel Circus for Damsels Dice and Everything Nice, which is our D&D session, which we've been doing for months now. It's been so fun. And we just finished up. We're just about to get to our final episode this weekend, and we'll be wrapping up next weekend. So that's a journey. We have a lot going on over here. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Sounds like you've got a lot going on, and it's kind of funny how everything goes full circle, because one of my first interview videos I did with Jason Warner Smith, who played Gavin on Walking Dead.
Wow. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. I'm not geeking out, but that's really cool.
Well, I am going to put a link to your Twitch channel in the video description, a link to your Twitter in the video description, and a link to your YouTube in the video description. That's going to be it for another episode of Who's Joe YouTube Edition. If you haven't already liked the video, go ahead and do that. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. If you haven't already followed her on Twitch, Twitter, and subscribed to her on YouTube, go ahead and do that now. We'll just kind of sit here and stare at you until you do that. Alrighty, now that you've done that, there's going to be one video down here at the bottom left that I've recommended, one video down here at the bottom right that YouTube has recommended. Watch one of them, watch both of them, watch all of them, watch all of Chelsea Bytes videos, and we will see you the next time.
Bye, guys.